With your CIGTV News, I'm April Cummings in for Donna Bush. A very special group photo on the steps of the Government Administration Building gave a visual boost to the FRC's anti-bullying campaign this year. Organizers have been selling stood-up shirts to raise funds for awareness and education activities that the FRC conducts each year at this time. Acting Governor France Manderson and Acting Chief Officer in the portfolio of the Civil Service, Andrea Famoy, joined civil servants and members of the public wearing the pink T-shirts to help raise awareness of the cause. FRC Program Coordinator Charmaine Miller explains the significance of the campaign.
Days like these are important because it creates an opportunity for dialogue. Bullying is something that oftentimes we shy away from talking about, whether it happens in the workplace, whether it happens in the school or within our community. It is a hard topic to talk about, but the idea of wearing a T-shirt that says "see something" or "do something" already creates for that opportunity to talk about how we can take a stand against bullying and what we can do so that we're living in a society that's more inclusive and socially acceptable for individual differences.
Ms. Miller also explained the month's call to action and its impact on young people and their caregivers.
Right. For students who are being bullied at the moment, the most important thing is to speak up. Find that trusted adult that you can speak to, whether it is a school counselor, your teacher, a family member, an older sibling. A lot of the times, victims of bullying do suffer in silence, and so it's really important to be able to talk to someone and vent how that behavior is impacting you. Within the school setting, I also feel that it's important for teachers to create that safe environment where students can actually come forward and talk about their vulnerabilities and insecurities and how bullying is affecting them today. Therefore, it's a huge responsibility for our schools to educate their students on what bullying is, what it isn't, so that students can become more aware of that and are able to speak up against it.
To find out more about Stood Up events, visit the Family Resource Center's Facebook page. In other news, 6 student nurses pursuing bachelor's degrees took part in a symbolic capping ceremony recently. The ceremony signified the start of their second year and their transition from the classroom to clinical training. It shone a spotlight on the 4th cohort of students to reach this stage of the nursing program since its inception in 2013. Motivational and inspiring remarks from the Health Services Authority's most senior nurse, Hazel Brown, were a highlight of the evening.
Give it everything you have. And when you've given all of that, dig down again. Dig deep inside of you to that well of potential that you did not know existed. Every time you feel like you've given everything, you're going to find that you have more in you to give. There is so much to learn. There is so much to unlearn. There is so much to relearn. That sometimes you're going to feel like you need a hard hat instead of a cap to keep your head from exploding. There will be many more days when you want to be a nanny, when you feel like giving up, but keep at it. The growth that you will experience is going to surprise you and all who know you.
The capping ceremony is symbolic in the Cayman Islands as nurses do not wear caps. The first cohort of UCCI's Bachelor of Nursing program graduated last year with a 100% pass rate in regional exams. And in our final story, older persons enjoyed a very special walk on 7 Mile Beach as part of ongoing national celebrations of the age group. Social worker and Civil Service Wellness Committee Representative Juliette Garrix volunteered to help lead seniors through the experience.
We've invited some seniors as part of the Older Persons Month to gather here this afternoon on the beach to learn how to relax, let go, do some mindfulness exercises, maybe do a little walk, become more aware of their surroundings and of themselves.
Ms. Garrix also explained the concept of mindfulness.
I think as a species, we do a lot of things very, very fast, and we do a lot of things automatically without thinking about it. The aim of mindfulness is to just take a break and just do what I'm doing now, which is think, feel, be aware of sensations like the wind blowing on my skin, like the sun in my eyes, and just become aware of how your surroundings affect you.
With Cadet and Wellness Committee volunteers nearby, attendees were guided through the gentle awareness exercises.
So we're doing 3 different exercises. The first one is about, which will help develop memory, is to observe your surroundings. The second one is to become more aware of how the sensations that affect you when you eat something. It's going to be really nice, very sensual. I recommend that one. And the third one is for just a gentle walk along the beach, feeling the sand underneath your toes, just hearing the waves, just being in nature and being here and very present. And for those who don't want to walk, I'm going to do a little bit of yoga because, you know, everybody could do with a little bit of stretching to get the kinks out.
For more Older Persons Month activities, visit the Department of Children and Family Services Facebook page. Thank you for joining us for this CIGTV News Update. I'm April Cummings in for Donna Bush. And don't forget, you can catch us online anytime on the CIGTV YouTube channel.
Did you know that planning permission is required for a shed? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required?
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman's boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
Did you know that planning permission is required for an addition, alteration, or any material change to your house? The 10% rule no longer exists. Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required?